Winter was driving me nuts, stark raving bonkers. While I lay limp on the sofa, like some fainting miss from another century, he was cleaning with a vengeance. Yes, it afforded me an excellent view of his nicely shaped bottom, but the man wouldn't sit still. Ordinarily, of course, I wouldn't have complained. Having someone do my housework for me should have been manna from heaven, but he'd spend all of yesterday cleaning, and the day before that. Not to mention most of the weekend as well. I didn't think there was a single inch of my flat that wasn't sparkly, apart from the old lady covered in cobwebs and sitting in the far corner staring at me. But she was another story. Brutus was curled up on the windowsill, his tail twitching. Winter had learned the hard way not to interrupt him while he was sleeping. That corner was about the only safe place. Everywhere else was being scrubbed and polished to within an inch of its life. "Why don't you take a break?" I suggested. His head jerked up. I'd never get tired of those blue eyes looking at me.
"Are you all right? Do you need a break? A cup of tea? A biscuit? More painkillers? How about—"
I held up my hand. "I'm fine, Rafe," I said softly. "I don't need anything, but you need to stop cleaning. There's no more dirt. You've scared it all away."
"You're right."
I breathed out a sigh of relief.
"I'll just bleach the grout in the bathroom."
"Raphael," I bawled. "Please, no grout. The grout is fine. It doesn't need bleaching."
"There's a bit in the corner that looks grubby."
I didn't think I'd ever had such a long conversation about grout before. In fact, I didn't think the word grout had ever passed my lips. "Just sit down. Relax. You're like a perpetual motion machine." He gave a brief nod and perched on the sofa beside me. He was hardly relaxed, however. He looked as if he were about to spring up at the first sign of a mote of dust. I pushed myself up towards him, ignoring the flash of pain that rapidly uncoiled deep in my chest and seemed to spring out in all directions. I leaned my chin on his shoulder. "Chill for a bit," I whispered. I twirled my fingers into the dark curl that was edging adorably round the nape of his neck and gave it a gentle tug. "There are other things we can do. You don't have to clean." I let my fingers trail down the nubs of his spine, seeking out the bare skin just above his belt. Winter groaned slightly. Then he pulled away. "Arse,"